ESF a 5-point lead, 67-62, approaching the midway mark through this second half. As we bring on the athletic director for ESF, Dan Raymond. And Dan, happy to have you with us here on the broadcast. ESF looking good so far.
Wow, guys, great game, great game. I want to thank you guys, man. SU Broadcasting, ESFTV, always do a fantastic job covering the games. Love it, love it.
Well, we thank you for that, and it's been an entertaining one so far
Absolutely.
in this contest. And you look at both these teams real quick, and you know they play each other the very first game of the season, now the very last game of the season. How cool is it for these two teams, obviously a lot of them local from the Syracuse area, to play their game inside a very famous basketball arena and stadium?
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's just a great ending to a pretty positive season, and I think the Dome. This is a piece of landscape that just resonates around Syracuse, around our culture, around basketball for sure. Everybody knows it. All these kids that are on these teams have probably come here, as they were little kids, to watching SU hoops. So it's just great for them to have a chance to play, to get down and really feel the court and see how maybe difficult it is to shoot in here at times.
It's definitely different from a small gymnasium. We were talking about that earlier with the free throws. It's like, you have some guys that they're going to have a little bit of nerves just because the distance is farther back in the glass, and it changes up from time to time. Nico Horning, Cole Weintraub, joined by the ESF athletic director, Dan Raymond. And Dan, Cole and I were talking about earlier as well. Just 24 hours ago, Jim Boeheim was honored on this court for the first time since retiring after 47 years as SU's head coach. As Rossi finishes inside once again. Christian Rossi been very effective in the last few minutes. But
yeah, what a fantastic game that was yesterday.
It was.
It was really special, man. Very, very special. And to honor everybody the way they did. There's a whole staff here at the Dome. All the people behind the scenes, they do a fantastic job of really making everybody feel welcome and be special.
And they put on so many, just varying events, whether it's concerts, whether it's basketball games. You have the changeover crew from football to basketball to lacrosse, and now a chance for both of these teams to play here inside the Dome. For ESF Athletics, we had Sean Dristel and Aubriana Brown on here at halftime from the national championship cross-country team. What is it like for the Athletics to just come together and play inside an arena like this, but more importantly, all the teams culminating with each other and rooting on each other?
Oh, it's beautiful. It really is a sense of community, and it's great to have it done here. To see a lot of student athletes come and root everybody on, and it was a very special season for our cross-country team, man. Those guys, those two individuals that you mentioned, are just really special student athletes, and really, it's an honor to have them at ESF for sure.
Definitely, that's awesome. As far as ESF athletics go, anything that you're trying to incorporate into the future years here, the next few years?
I think now what we're really trying to do is solidify everything we have. We want to really just try to continue to improve our facilities, try to continue to improve just the better student-athlete experience. Eventually we would like to add, I really am a big lacrosse fan. I'd love to add some lacrosse. But I got to really be pragmatic and focus on what we can do right and do it better. So that's kind of where we're at now. But I hand it to our student athletes. We're at times we kind of got to do it a lot more difficult than a lot of other student athlete programs in the SUNY system. But we do, and we manage, and these guys are just warriors, and they do an awesome job. So.
That's great to hear.
Not to mention, man, the academics at ESF can be rigorous. So they really they step it up on both sides of it, which is nice. That's great to hear.
I think maybe it does get enough recognition now, but student athlete, you have to be both, and I think that's just a very hard thing to do. First of all, no matter what sport you're playing.
Yep.
So here's Emery the other way. Oh, he rims in. ESF has been going on a 9-2 run, and they have a 10-point lead over the Lasers. Past the midway mark here inside the JMA Wireless Dome, the final game of this 2023-24 season. Matthews misses inside, and ESF a chance to go up by even more, up by 10 right now.
Start to see Emery really taking control after a really strong ending to the first half. He's looking to bring that success into the second.
Rossi couldn't hit there, the only senior on this ESF team. And Coach, bringing it back into the basketball team, you have a guy like Christian Rossi who is the only senior on this team. A very young team going into the future. What do you expect from this team going on down the line these next couple of years?
I expect some great things. You know, we have some great recruits that are in the crowd here today too. Our coach, I can't speak highly enough of him. He just has such a positive energy to the whole team. So I definitely look forward to this team just continuing to improve. But man, as you can see it here all day long, man, these guys are fighters. And that was really, even the games we've lost, we've been in. You know, and that's the thing that every time you just want to try to improve as a team, and these guys really just are full of it, full of that battle.
We were talking to Coach D'Antonio before the game, and that word you just mentioned, toughness, that's exactly what he described Christian Rossi to be. I mean, they brought him in from OCC last year, and he's just been a culture changer for you guys, you know, from the outside. But internally, having him be the only senior on this team, getting recognized before the game, what has he brought to your program?
He's just brought a high energy, a kind of grit, you know, just a really good grit player that's smart, you know, plus he's just, you know, funny and a kind person. You know, those are the kind of, you want to have both sides of it, you know, and he's, you know, he's smart, very, very smart, and I expect some great success for him later in life, for sure. But it's just great to watch him play, man, just because he plays with such heart. And all these guys do. Emery's the same, all of them. I really could name them all, man. It's beautiful to see the way we do it.
That's amazing. The steal there by Zachary Chamberlain. Feeds it ahead to Miles, and he lays it in. OCC trying to get back in this one. Just a 6-point game. ESF up 74-68. Approaching the 8-minute mark to go here in the second half. OCC again, a little scrappy basketball here in the last few seconds. Miles again at the rim. Dishes it to Chamberlain, and he scores. Just a 4-point game, 74-70 ESF on top of OCC, and Rossi wants to slow things down
yeah,
just a little bit.
We've had some close ones in here.
Yep, nope, for sure. And
we've had some overtimes, you know, on the foul line even. So,
and I mean, and both these teams, last couple of years, the game's been very close. Just a 2-point game last year, and then even at the beginning of this year, a 9-point game. But Dan, we want to thank you for coming on the broadcast here. Appreciate you, and good luck the rest of the season and the rest of the way with ESF Athletics.
Hey, thank you much, guys. Always a pleasure. Take care.
You as well. Dan Raymond, the athletic director for ESF, as Nate McCarthy gets one to go inside. Nico Horning, Cole Weintraub here inside the JMA Wireless Dome. ESF 76, OCC 70. That basketball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Lasers ball.